John Freeland, owner and driver of Car 43 RX-8 Cup. Yeah, I don't know what got me into motorsport. I did the usual things as a kid, you know, the billy carts and mini bikes and all that type of thing. And I got to about 18 years of age and I got involved with a place called Road and Rotary at Beverly Hills, which was just up the road from where I lived. I used to do a lot of work up at the petrol station out the front as a kid, helping out the proprietor, and I got interested in rotaries. Initially a guy called Greg Sutton, and then he got bought out by Leon Promet, who was the person that taught me all about rotary engines. I built my first 12A Bridgeport when I was 19 and rallied in New South Wales Rally Championships. I've had a passion for rotaries ever since. When I finished up go-kart racing, I wanted to look for something that was fairly similar, something that had parity between the vehicles. You know, I don't want to have to spend a fortune on racing. When I looked at the RX-8 Cup videos initially on YouTube, I looked and I thought, well, it's a rotary engine, I love rotaries, I like the way the RX-8 handles. I bought a road RX-8 and just fell in love with it. I started looking into the RX-8 Cup a bit more seriously, got in touch with Rick and had a good talk with Rick about it. You know, and I got a lot of parallels with Rick because he learnt rotaries from a fellow that was in basically business competition with Leon Promet, was Road and Rotary. So you know, Rick was learning from him, I was learning from Leon. So we sort of got on really well straight away, and Rick helped me out a lot just getting the car ready and getting all the bits and giving me all the insight into the series. And I suppose the rest is history. Where we're sitting now is where I built it. So I haven't had the luxury of a workshop or a garage to build it in. I've actually built it out the front of this house where the car's sitting now. Put up a tent in the front yard and spray painted it. So I've done absolutely everything here. The car's now got 193,000 k's on it, still an original motor. I've done a lot on it since I've got it. I've done a heck of a lot of oil changes to get it all cleaned out and running all the right oil and everything in it now. So it's running really well. Not a strong motor. I think it's just one of those very unique motors that's come out of the factory. It's just one of those special ones that was balanced right and just seems to keep going. On race day, I think it's the whole attitude of the other drivers and their families. It's a great atmosphere. Anyone that needs help, they get help. If someone comes along and says, "Can I borrow a 10mm spanner?" Well, you know, give them a 10mm spanner. Like, it's all sharing. It's exactly the same that I got in karting. You know, people don't steal things. People respect everybody. It's a very similar environment and very family too. So I started karting in 2001 and then continued racing up until 2016. But I've been officiating with karts for 8 or 9 years now. So I'm a grade 2 clerk of the course. Was with Karting Australia until they had a rift, and I've transferred over to Karting New South Wales. So I've been doing a lot of the larger kart meetings. But I think one of my strengths is the way that I do with people. You know, I tend to encourage anyone that's around me, and like little kids and so on that need a bit of a help. You know, learning how to talk to people at different levels. You know, treating children like children and adults like adults. You know, it's really important to be able to pitch yourself the right way to get the best out of them. RX-8 Cup's a really good stepping stone out of karting. The cars actually handle like big go-karts. They really do. They're so well balanced. You know, obviously the setup's different than you're on a kart, but to step out of a kart into an RX-8 Cup car, it's a really simple transition. They're not overly fast. You know, like people come out of like KZs, which can do 160 odd kilometres an hour, and jump into one of those and do 220, 230. So it's not a huge transition, but the feeling in them is identical to karts. It's really predictable. I think probably the coolest thing is coming down to Phillip Island, looking at the ocean, and then going around the Southern Loop and looking straight up the cliff line up the coast. I know we had the safety car down there when I think we did about 5 or 6 laps, and it was just sightseeing. It was awesome. But no, it's just a great track. I love Phillip Island. It's just so flowing and smooth. Yeah, I've spent a bit of time pushing Maisie around the track, and I think probably if I take a win out of something I've done, I pushed around the track in round 4 at Eastern Creek at Sydney Motorsport Park. Gave her a bit of a push along, and I've been talking to her a lot about building up her confidence, and I think the last race meeting she went out and she took 4 seconds off a PB, which I think is just absolutely amazing. You know, she just clicked, that confidence just come back to her. So I think that's just, to me, that's really special. It's been probably a little bit challenging doing a full season of racing, because I'm in a senior safety role with a company that manufactures trains, and we've got production in Western Australia, in Victoria, South Australia, all our manufacturing facilities. So I'm travelling around a lot. So every month I'm away for at least 2 weeks, and it makes it really difficult trying to get the car prepped and and so on, ready for racing. But somehow I seem to find the time, and quite often it's burning the midnight candle to get the car ready for it. And the reason it's in the driveway now is because I'm getting prepped for Morgan Park. No, I've never been to Morgan Park. I've looked at some video footage of it. It looks like a fairly technical track, probably not dissimilar to Winton. It does have a couple of reasonably fast parts, but it looks like a very interesting track to race on. Probably what I love the most about RX-8, apart from the feeling of driving an awesome car, and obviously a rotary engine, because I've always been a rotary lover, it's really the people that make it worthwhile. If you put it into Johnny Bowers' comment that he made with our last race meeting, what's great about RX-8 Cup is it's not full of egos. We just don't have that. We're all good mates and really competitive out on the track, but once that helmet comes back off, we're all good mates again. During my karting time, I've seen a lot of really nasty things going on, and I've had to resolve a lot of personal issues between individuals. And I thought, gloves on, not gloves off was really synonymous with racing, and it was just a bit of a catchphrase. And I thought it's just something that would mean something to people. It's about just a bit of respect on and off the track, and quite often people, they'll have some sort of altercation out on the track, and then they'll come into the in-grid and then it's on. And it's about cooling off and respecting each other. Go and have a drink of water and then come back and have a friendly chat afterwards. 2025 I think it's going to be a good year. I'm planning on doing a full season. I missed one round this year because I was over in Italy, and that won't happen next year, so I'll be doing every round, and I'm hoping to see myself up in the midfield at least early in the year, once I get my setup completely right. And then hopefully by the end of next year I might be starting to snap at the front runners. I want to see myself at the front of the mid pack. One of the things that's great on track is quite a few of my karting friends come out to visit us out in the pits, and I think it's great for them because they get to see what we're doing, and it kind of gives them that linkage into what RX-8 Cup's all about. They all know about RX-8 Cup. They know we're putting videos up on YouTube and so on all the time, and quite often I get comments back from the karters when I'm officiating. They saw us racing somewhere, and it's a good linkage in with the juniors, especially gives them some aspirations on where to go. We've had a few of the younger drivers visit us in the last few race meetings, and they get a buzz out of it, we get a buzz out of it, and it's paving that pathway for them to step out of karting up into tin tops. And the RX-8 Cup's a great stepping stone for them. Probably if I wanted to thank somebody that's been really supportive, it's been my wife. She puts up with me. She's put up with me in the front yard here building a car, and the extended time she comes to the racetracks with me. She's been a great support. Looking forward to Morgan Park, and I think we're back at One Raceway next year, that should be pretty exciting. I know we're back at Phillip Island again, and hopefully one day we'll get to do Bathurst.